What's going on, nerds? In this video, we're going to talk about Star Wars visions and the potential ramifications of the overall broader Star Wars universe. We're going to discuss that right now. Welcome aboard, everybody, to another short little quickie for the Orange Nerd Show. In this little segment, we're going to talk about Star Wars visions and the potential ramifications it might have on the overall Star Wars franchise. Now, really, since Disney bought Lucasfilm back in 2012, Lucasfilm has been really focused on just canon. Everything is canon. And I think, look, I understand at the time where they were coming from when they were doing this, but I think that it's sort of over time has kind of stifled a lot of creativity at the studio. Okay, I really do. It was really refreshing kind of to see that this new anime series, Star Wars Visions, that that just dropped a few weeks ago on Disney Plus, was not going to be canon. So Lucasfilm handed the Star Wars franchise to several Japanese anime studios and said, hey, you know what, here's Star Wars, run with it. And the Japanese, boom, hit the ground running. This show is off the chains, off the rails. It's so good. Yeah, there was an episode here or there that I didn't really love. Tatooine Rhapsody is one of them. But for the most part, I absolutely adored this series. That was dope as hell. I mean, it was really great. But the thing I love about the most is the ramifications it has for Star Wars. It's not canon. So I hope Lucasfilm starts to do more of these non-canonical offerings, because I think they're very important. Okay, and they're important because what they can do for canon is a lot. Look, there's a lot of great stuff in this series. I love TOB1, the little droid. He's very much like a Pinocchio kind of character. I love, this Sith Lord from the Duel was badass. She was dope. So there's a lot of cool characters, a lot of cool story elements, like the twins, that episode. They got some crazy stuff going on with kyber crystals. Like the girl shoves a kyber crystal into her armor, and she gets all powered up, and it's just bonkers. It's wild. There's all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's because it's not tied to canon. So this is great, because what I want to see is Star Wars doing more non-canon stuff. Let these studios go bonkers creatively with Star Wars. But then the cool thing is after they do that and you kind of see what works and what doesn't, then Lucasfilm can kind of go in there and go, okay, you know what? For example, this Sith Lord was really popular when we debuted Star Wars Visions. So we can actually borrow this character. We can utilize this character in our live action canon offerings, right? There's a series coming out. I don't know exactly when. I think it's in a couple of years, called The Acolyte, which kind of revolves around like the Sith and what have you. Bring this character, this Sith Lord, this badass Sith Lord, into that series. Borrow from these non-canonical offerings and utilize them in canon, right? It offers a lot of cool source material. It really does. And the cool thing about it is that since it's not canon, there's not a whole lot of risk. Hey, let's just say Star Wars Visions does some stuff that didn't work. Right? It just didn't work. It fell flat. Hey, you know what? No harm, no foul. It's not canon anyway. So enjoy it for what it is, right? But the stuff that does hit, the stuff that does work, you can take that stuff and borrow and cherry pick and bring it into canon. Okay, so you can really cherry pick these creative elements and bring them into the canon fold. Oh, the potential is endless. There's so much here. in Star Wars Visions that I would absolutely love to see in canon. And this Sith Lord lady right here is absolutely one of them. And then the guy right here, he's not a Jedi, but he's Force sensitive, and he has a bunch of red kyber crystals. He's like a Sith hunter. It's a weird kind of concept. I think his name is Ronan, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I would like to see him in canon. Absolutely. Bring him on. Bring him on to one of these new shows that you're doing on Disney Plus. There's so much. And look, there's a character also, not in this particular episode, but in another episode, Tobi. I think his name is Toby, and he's a little droid. He's very much like a Star Wars kind of galactic Pinocchio. Really cool character, looks a lot like Astro Boy. Bring him into the fold. You know, that would be really cool to see him come into canon. So that's the ramifications I can see, the potential I can see with stuff like this, right? With Star Wars Visions and future stuff. Lucasfilm should lean more into non-canon stuff. Let not just Japanese anime studios, but let other studios around the world dabble in the Star Wars universe and see what they come up with. Everything they do is not going to be a home run, but the stuff that is a home run, you can borrow and cherry pick and utilize in your canon offerings. So that's, look, hey, that's the potential I see with this. And I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's actually very, very exciting. And the Japanese, I love you, Japan. Okay, I really do, because you guys kicked major. I just love Japanese culture overall, and I love how they really, especially with this offering, like with Visions, they really blended that Japanese culture with Star Wars. And it's kind of cool because Star Wars was really much, inspired by Japanese culture. So it's kind of come full circle. It just works so perfectly. But yeah, look, Lucasfilm, do more non-canon stuff, experiment, have fun with Star Wars again, and cherry pick the stuff that works in the non-canon stuff and bring it to canon. That's the recipe for success, I think. But have you guys seen Star Wars Visions? What are your thoughts on everything I talked about today in terms of just how these non-canon offerings really do offer a sandbox of creativity for these various studios to create some really cool Star Wars stuff that we could potentially use in canon offerings going forward? What are your thoughts on that? Do you like the idea? Do you not like the idea? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a nerdy day.